Scrollytelling or scrolling navigation is a way to navigate a site by scrolling the page. When you scroll the page, a story unfolds itself. It's a very linear way of presenting information, and it's great for cultural heritage or explaining processes, manuals or instructions. And you can do this with video, but you can also do this with 3D models and Sketchfab. And here's an example. Scroll down to explore. And here's the 3D model. And when I now scroll, I don't zoom out with the 3D model, but I navigate from place to place on the 3D model. And information is displayed. This is information from the hotspots or the annotations. And when I'm done with the annotations, I continue with the rest of the page. This is all Sketchfab, the 3D model. And this project here, this tutorial shows you how to do this. And we use a library called GSEP or GreenSock. It's a great animation library, and it can detect scrolling for you, and it can animate stuff. And in our case, we animate the camera. Instead of having Sketchfab control the camera, we take control of the camera. And the tutorial takes you through the basics of GSEP at first. Just the first thing is scrolling a web page without zooming the model. Very important. And the second step is to animate things when you scroll. So in this case, we're not animating the camera, but we are animating the size of the iframe, just to show what GSEP can do. And then we are going to create a so-called timeline and animate our own data, our custom data, which is the camera position. So we have got different camera positions here. And if I scroll, I animate from one camera position to the other. And you can also do that like this. This is very similar to scrubbing a video. And continuing, instead of using hard-coded camera positions, we actually use the annotations that are inside this model. So if I click on the annotation, I go to that annotation, but if I start scrolling, I visit all the annotations in the model. And the cool thing is, if I go into sketchfab.com, into the editor, and I start editing these annotations and refresh this page, it automatically adjusts to the annotations that you put in. This is just a tiny upgrade to instead use the annotation bubbles from Sketchfab, which have a particular look. We use our own. This is a different particular look, but at least we have full control here, and show a header and the content. And finally, I think so, finally we add some easing into the camera motion. Right here you see that when I script the timeline, I just move from A to B in a very linear fashion, and yeah, I don't like it. And I actually, I'm very, I don't have a lot of time when I'm near the annotation that I actually want to view. So what we can do, we can add some easing to make the camera move slower when I'm near the annotation and to move faster when I travel between the annotations. And this is called easing. And here you see I scroll in a steady pace, but the camera has different speeds. All right, well, in the end, you can learn how to create a project like this and present your stuff in a really cool way. All right, have fun with the tutorials.